Here we go, back again. Doug Capella with my man Paul Breece, the WCTV Game of the Week. Paul, this is probably going to be a little bit more competitive than the 42-0 showing we had last week with Summit and Centennial. Independence, a 3-overtime thriller win over Page High School. And again, Centennial well rested after that 42-0 win. Should be a good game tonight.
Absolutely. Centennial 2-0, traveling. Seems like they were just here. They go with a little pooch kick.
Indy with the pooch. Centennial is going to catch it, and just like that, down at the 35. Great night for football tonight, Paul.
Absolutely. After last week, it was a hot one, and it's a big crowd for Labor Day weekend, still sticking around to see the best game in Williamson County here at Independence.
We seem to be rotating the construction theme as Centennial traveled this week with the construction vest.
Yep.
No legitimate work vest to be found in the Middle Tennessee area right now.
Tractor Supply sold out.
So here we go. Centennial's going to start. Last week featured.
Got Dominic Reed is going to start in the.
Did not feature Dominic Reed. It was
and we got a
Taylon Vaughn.
Delay a game? That was pretty quick. I mean, that's interesting to start out walking out, and we are.
So 1st and 15, Laundry on the field right off the bat. It's going to be a direct snap to Reed. Tripped up. Going to get about 7 yards.
So right out of the gate, Wildcat with Dominic Reed. Why not? I mean, the guy's got 8 touchdowns on the season in 2 games.
Yeah, you don't often see a 4-touchdown average.
To know that you're the man?
I don't know that he's going to go for 4 tonight against this Independence team. It should be a little bit closer.
How about Scott Stidham right there, the head coach for Independence High School, second year?
A little camera time for Coach. So Reed again taking the direct snap. Tackled for no gain on the play, maybe a gain of 2. So that's what we call run right, then run left.
So 3rd down and about 6.
Very motivated the commentator tonight.
Yeah, the PA announcer is definitely on game. Maybe a couple Red Bulls to start it out. I don't know. He's
at least a couple. So direct snap again to Reed. Takes it. Makes a move outside. He's going to have a 1st down and a few yards more than that. So Wildcat 1, 2, and 3 to open up the game. Very different than what they put on tape last week against Summit.
Well, Summit, they kind of a slow start, but, man, they poured it on. Centennial, I believe, also had a slow start against our WCTV Game of the Week at Franklin High School when they played Franklin. So good to see them moving the chains early, and now the quarterback has made an appearance.
Yep, Neves is back in the game. Jet motion, handoff. That's going to go to number 12, Jaireen Ote. Flag on the play. That looks like it's in the neighborhood of holding.
Yeah, those extended jet sweeps, they're home run or loss of 1 or 2, it seems like.
Well, now is the loss of 1 or 2 variety and a holding call.
Plus another 10.
So that's going to be 1st and 20 for the Cougars. So 15 yards of penalties and 2 sets of downs so far.
That's right. Dominic Reed was like, hey, guys, I can only carry you so much, man. Let's go.
Actually, we're going to have 1st and about 25.
1st and long from the 32.
So the ball's at the 32, and they got to get to the Independence 43 for a 1st down. Snap to Genevieve, he hands off. That is our star from last week, Jaylon Drayton, who's going to be stopped for no gain.
Nowhere to go. Stopped by number 17, Second and long from the 34.
So they're looking at about 2nd and 25. They're going to have to go to Henry Winkler's playbook for this, perhaps.
So you see Coach Jamal Stewart, 2-0 in his first year of campaign here at Centennial High School. And well, I think we're going to have, I think the official said, hey, we're going to have a sub for number 12.
So we got 3 wide, single back set. Got motion. It's going to be an underneath screen, what we would call the jailbreak screen.
Oh,
He's got room. That's Kenai Johnson down the field. One man to beat. Gets him out of bounds at the 20. Coach, that was a big gain.
Well, they set it up perfectly that I think Independence was bringing the blitz, and that is just a recipe for success if you're doing a slip screen right there. I don't see any flags, but
No,
the official.
we have the official teeing the mic up.
We'll see it right here. Almost got a tip.
Sideline warning.
Against Independence.
Sideline warning, Independence.
Which is weird. It's usually the celebratory team that would get a sideline warning. So
Right back on the ball, 3 wide. Nieves takes the snap, hands it off again to Jaylon. Jaylon around the side gets pounded out of bounds after about a gain of 12. Jaylon Drayton on the carry.
well, you think to yourself, you know, you started out the year for Centennial with Dominic Reed and Tanner Lee as the 1-2 punch. Tanner Lee in street clothes tonight. So you're going to see a lot of your man, Jaylon Drayton, for the Cougars.
Should be a healthy dose probably of Ote and Drayton tonight, gearing up the offense. 3 wide set, single back. Reed comes in motion, fakes the handoff.
Busted play.
Broken play, and Nieves gets something out of it, about 2. Looked like the handoff was supposed to go, and it did not go. So you're going to have 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 from the 11.
So just under 9 minutes in the first quarter to go. WCTV Game of the Week. Centennial Cougars visiting the Independence Eagles. I'm Doug Capella, my man Paul Breece calling the game tonight. Nieves hands it off. That's to number 8, Carlos Vigil. Carlos Vigil on his feet, but taken back for a big loss. Vigil was not a number that we called last week.
Yeah. So interesting to see, you know, they get down there in the red zone and they've kind of gone away with Dominic Reed. Now you're stuck yourself into a 3rd and about 11 right there. And we've yet to, you know, other than that one short pass for a gain of about 50. We'll see if they go back in the air right here or. And interesting, they're also using Dominic Reed as a wideout as well. So
Vigil in the backfield to replace Jaylon Drayton. So we got 4 wide for the Cougars.
here comes the screen again. It's going to be caught.
Double tipped and caught. Nowhere to go. I think the bobble on there got him, as he's not going to get a first. He's about down at the 8 or 9 yard line. So this is going to bring up a decision. It's going to be about 4th and 6, Coach.
I mean, when you got like Dominic Reed out there, you may going to try to take
Correct.
a shot at this thing.
That's about 4th and 8.
You don't have to score.
No field goal kicker in sight unless Nieves is going to tee it up.
Coach Stewart feels pretty confident about his offensive.
Well,
unit.
and his defense, as it turns out. If they turn the ball over, he's got to feel good. So it looks like they're going to go for it, but play clock's running. I don't know how there's.
They got plenty of time, still 25 seconds. So they may wind it down and call timeout, or they may huddle up, or not huddle up, but just immediately go with about 10 seconds left. We'll see what he does.
So they're all facing the sideline. Clearly no call in yet. Play clock
Stewart,
down under 10.
He's going to let it run down and go
the 5.
decision, I think. Yeah.
2, 1,
Yeah.
and there's your timeout. So Coach and the Cougars want to think about it. 6:42 left here in the first quarter on about the 8 yard line, I would say. They can get a first down. So he's going to talk it over with his team to see what they need to do here.
So, you know, it's kind of interesting. Centennial in our last 2 weeks right there that we have seen them on our WCTV Game of the Week, been a quick strike offense, right? Rarely have we seen them take it, 75 yards on a drive. And, if you look at our clock, we're almost halfway through the first quarter. Independence, it's like Coach Stewart has said, hey, I'm going to try to keep the ball away from Independence's offense here. Try to work the clock a little more this week.
Tell you what, I was walking in as their Independence football team was walking out, and they have no less than 300 players on their team. It was a good 10 minutes to wait as players continued to walk out and go up to the locker room. They didn't get the memo that you had to trim your roster to 53 by Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So here we go. I do see a fresh white jersey that is a kicker.
Oh, man.
There we go.
Well, let's see.
So Coach Stewart opts for what is a long extra point of a field goal.
And the wind has been kind of swirling up here
it's
up
in a
top.
northwesterly direction.
But it is to his back.
Snap is back. It is up.
Oh, and
it hits the upright and is no good.
Oh.
You may have heard the PA announcer say that again, but the kick is up, wide left, hits the crossbar. No good.
Upright, hits the upright.
Upright, crossbar upright, you're right.
Here's the good news is that Independence starts now at the 9-yard line. All right, actually because the ball went into the end zone, they actually are the beneficiary of starting at the 20. So unlike college, once it gets to the end zone.
So the Woodland Warrior word of the week, pertinent. It's pertinent that the defense has a good stop here.
Well, it's also pertinent that we may have to take cover because I do not like the way the clouds are shaping here.
Independence handoff to the middle of the field, nothing. Paul, let's not speak any rain into existence.
Well,
I'm going to have to run over to the apartments over there and put the top back on my Jeep.
Oh, no.
Or I'll send Paisley down to do it.
Yep, that's why Paisley's here, just in case a little thunderstorm pops up.
Second and about 8. Quarterback rolls out, looks, has pressured up the middle.
Oh, lefty.
Throws it downfield, complete at the 39. He's running number 3 for Independence. That's Peyton Greathouse, about to take it to the house. He's tackled at the 41-yard line. Quarterback makes something out of nothing. However,
there is a flag.
Unless that's a tissue that blew on the field, there is.
See, the quarterback goes, whoa, there's Dominic Reed, number 1 right there. I'm not getting around him. Tremendous job, though, throwing back across the body. Greathouse.
So the elated Independence sideline here goes to church-like silence as that huge play comes back. And Independence is going to go from a gain of about 40 to minus 10.
So that is something, at least minus the penalty that they can at least build on. That was a pretty good chunk of yardage right there against a pretty good Centennial defense. So
Independence can open up with 3 wide, single back set. Oh, it's going to be a handoff to Greathouse again, who's running out of room this time.
Yep.
He's saying, Coach, I just ran 400 yards. Can we hand it off to somebody else?
Yeah, that's right. Greathouse, and again, that kind of jet sweep-ish type play right there doesn't really gain a whole lot of yardage, so we're rolling right here with a 2nd and 18.
Independence cannot, I think when you look at skill set, Independence cannot afford to make mistakes like that in the game. If they get chunks of yardage, to have those taken back on a penalty is tough. They're going to have to play a nearly perfect game to match skill set anyway with Centennial. Shotgun looking, and he's going to be sacked. Number 8, Luke McNally goes down. Number 44 for the Cougars. That's going to be not on our roster. So just like that, it's 4th down and 20 after the sack.
44, yep, hidden gem.
Plan B
New guy.
free agent.
We were wondering why the PA announcer didn't announce his name as well.
So Independence will be punting from their own end zone deep.
And
Not safety deep, but you do need a good snap here.
And we're going to have a stoppage here. Another sub. That was a great coverage sack, in my opinion, as the DBs did their job and made McNeely hang on to it a little bit longer than he wanted to.
Oh! Back out of the end zone. That's a safety. I just mentioned it.
How about free points?
He didn't have to put his heels on the white line, but it did have to be a good snap. So over the punter's head, who looks to be about 6'2", just a high snap. So free points for the Cougars, and more importantly, they're going to receive this kickoff.
If you go back, right, and Centennial missed the three-pointer, we'll take two. They're at a net gain of -1 right now, but I feel they're going to get great field position here as Independence is either going to have to kick off or punt from their, I believe it's going to be their 20.
Well, and he's going to have to do a punt-style kick here. And so last time, if you remember, they just pooched it. I don't know that they're going to do that here.
Yeah, if I was Centennial, I would not run anybody further back than maybe the 40-yard line.
All right, Indy Nation, up for the kickoff.
With this wind.
Wind blowing east to west across the field.
Now they're realizing, Centennial special teams, hey, guys, scoot up. I mean, I don't know if this young man can rocket it about 60 yards in the air with the wind blowing straight in his face, but we'll see. And this is dangerous, right? I mean, once it travels 10 yards.
So here we go. The interesting thing about a safety is the kicker has to punt the ball from his own 20. Punt is up.
Yep. If he's got to come up and get it, turf bounce, got him.
Oh, turf bounce. It's going to go out of bounds.
Wow.
Not out of bounds. Fields it at the 10. Coach.
What in the world? Tremendous.
A net 70-yard kickoff.
You know what? He probably heard that through his helmet and said, you know, the guy up there says I can't do it. And he says, watch this.
Punted from his own 20. And Centennial's going to take over at about the 11, 14-yard line, fresh from the announcer's mouth. And so 66-yard punt, net gain.
If Kenai Johnson would have been able to catch that on the move.
Well, and you know, it bounced, and it bounced hard right.
Right, yep.
And so not what he was expecting, and then just kept going. In any regard, here we are. Centennial's 3 wide, man in motion, fakes the jet sweep, looking deep.
Oh.
Goes up and in his hands and out of his hands. Probably no need to jump on that play.
Yeah, Jyrene Odie.
Good position on the catch. He just couldn't come down with it. Good look. And just like that, 2nd and 10.
You know, it's interesting. I bet you Coach Stewart, if he would have gotten better field position off the safety, maybe a trick play. You know, we saw that week 1 when he threw the halfback pass against Franklin that went incomplete, but uh-oh. What's Dominic Reed doing? Oh, hello. What in the I am lost.
I have never seen that in my life, Coach. The offensive player went in motion to the back side of the defensive line, lined up, and then tried to get set again. And I think he was offsides on his own offense. Encroachment on the offense.
Yeah. That
first time for everything.
Absolutely, I am. Oh, and now we got
a bad snap.
Are we going safety?
Safety.
Uh-oh, wait a minute, loose ball? No,
safety.
No, safety.
Just as we called it, Paul, 2-2 in the first quarter.
If you had that in your DraftKings lap,
you just won about $19 million.
Yeah, that's right. A little small discussion going on.
Was he in bounds, I think, was the ball in bounds?
Lance, let's take a peek maybe. I don't know. We'll see if we can get it.
Lance, they may go to the booth for a replay. Let's see where you're at.
Here we go. Well.
No, I think they're going to stick with it. 2-2.
Yep.
So, again, like Lemony Snicket's series of unfortunate events, 70-yard punt, puts him down at the 10. drops a catchable pass on the 40-yard line. Bad snap forces the quarterback to recover it in the end zone. And then here you go, 2-2 after 9 minutes in the first quarter. So now Centennial is going to be faced with the same challenge, which is going to be punting from their own 20, in a sense, with kickoff formation. And, Paul, I'm just looking at the length of field here as we gathered from that last punt. When I looked left to right, that was a heck of a punt on that post-safety kickoff. And so here we go. Centennial's going to tee it up.
Let's see if they can match the same kind of.
Coach Stewart says, hey, go out and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Stanley to kick.
Kick is up. It's not going to be as deep. Fair catch called for at the 40 wisely.
The ball's going to be fair caught by Lucas.
And so not a bad kick in the air, but again, the roll is what got him on that last kickoff.
Well, this is probably Coach Stidham is breathing a sigh of relief, right? They started the first offensive series inside the 10. And then now they get to start at the 40. It's going to help the quarterback, Luke McNeely, a little bit, the senior.
Indy's going to come out too wide. Single back. McNeely takes a snap, scanning the field, runs out of room pretty quick. I think that may have been a designed quarterback run as the receivers just ran the D-backs down the field. But the Cougars were there and prepared for it. So just like that, second down and 11 to go.
That was a tremendous upfield push by DJ Curl and Keegan Scruggs. Wow. Those guys are tough to block up there, and I don't know if, when you get hit a few times early in the game, you may get a little gun shy here. Let's see how they inside trap play.
Inside trap. I love a good trap play, and so does Independence with a gain of about 7 or 8 on the play. That's going to be Braden Needham.
A 2023 version of the wing tee.
So Indy showing multiple sets to open up the first quarter here. Aside from the long pass from Centennial, that might be the longest gain of the night so far. Both teams settling in, feeling each other out. McNeely in the shotgun again. Same play again, inside trap.
Yeah. First down, and the Cougar coaching staff up here was begging for a hold, and it was probably close. It was a point of attack kind of situation, but the Eagles are moving. First quarter almost up, Duck.
Here we go. So here we go, 1st and 10 on the Cougar 47-yard line. See if we see the same play 3 times in a row. Same formation. This time they go right up the gut. They're going to get about 4 on that play. So Indy's settling it down. Content with kind of pounding the rock on the inside between the tackles. So 14 or 15 yards on their last 3 plays.
2nd and 6 from the 43.
So Torrey King with some positive yardage right there. Sure is a lot easier in the playbook if you're 2nd and 6 versus 2nd and 10.
Same formation, going with 2 wingbacks, tailback, and split. This time running quarterback option. McNeely got room to move, and he's brought down from behind.
Brought down by George. He'll be just shy of
It's
the first
Jaden
down.
George who came from a different angle to take down McNeely, the quarterback.
3rd and short.
It's the second time this offensive series they've been 3rd and 2. Or with the kind of the trap run has been successful, so we'll see if they go right back to that well.
Well, they found something that works, which seems to be this wing formation. McNeely, another handoff. This time, quarterback keeper, and he's brought down hard for no gain, and he is slow to get up.
Yes, Dominic Reed.
Dominic Reed had said, I've had about just enough.
No gain on the play.
So it's going to be fourth and actually a loss of a half of a yard. So decision time here.
Well, Coach Stidham may take it down and maybe call timeout and make a decision. Let his quarterback recover from that play. And
Looked like he may have landed on the football, which is always a wind getting knocked out situation. But they're going to run a play. There's still about 40 seconds left.
Yeah, no, they're not going to run a play.
Only
They've
3
realized.
seconds left on the play clock.
Yep.
Yeah, no play. They brought it down to 0 on the play clock. So 32 seconds left. Barring any massive play here, we're going to end this first quarter with a score of 2-2. That may be the first time in Tennessee football history that a first quarter has ended 2-2.
Well, I just got a comment for one of our top viewers, Andrew Hedges, and he had mentioned, as what you just mentioned, well, has a football game ever gone 2-2 after a first quarter, especially in Williamson County?
I really appreciate you talking about rain, Coach.
Well,
I looked at my weather forecast before we got here, and it was clear and sunny. Now it looks like Hurricane Idalia just pulled up.
Well, this would be letter J in the hurricane.
What, the hurricane alphabet?
Right? Do they go by the alphabet? Not sure how.
Hurricane,
how we got to I.
Hopefully, the Cougars are calling for Hurricane Jamal.
What about double A? Can we ever going to get to, through the whole thing?
I don't think so.
All right.
On a new topic here, Independence lining up to go for it on fourth down. Let's see if they go with the hard count. They do not. They run the play, inside trap, bread and butter, number 5, up, and there's laundry on the field after a large gain. Fumble on the play, recovered by Independence.
He said he was down, but guess what? The white hat guy says, hang on, everybody.
So there's going to be the PA announcer has not gotten wind yet that there's a flag on the field.
First and 10 from the 20.
No. Hang tight, sir. We're going to see it.
So with a score of 2-2, another guest viewer chimes in and asks, what inning are we in?
That is fantastic. So now with the penalty, he's going to make it 4th and 7, and it looks like Indy's going to.
That is called a change of play penalty right there, because they're going to have to punt.
How about change of not only play, but
change
remember the last time they tried to punt?
That's right, high snap.
High snap. They may let the quarter wind down because the wind is, I don't know.
It's the wind.
It's whipping from every direction up here. Oh, my.
Snaps back, punt is up. It's going to go
bad.
deep.
Oh, no.
Oh, and the bounces hooks right again.
Man, he has got it dialed in.
Coffin corner punt right there by 39. The safety made him, I think, maybe look bad, and he's like, well, I got something for y'all.
Special teams coach for Indy is going to get a raise this week.
Or you could ask for one anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's going to be down, looking for the official spot here.
Well, that's it, Doug. Go ahead.
Here we are, making history here. We are going to go to the second inning of our 2-2 football game. Your WCTV game of the week pits the host Independence Eagles and your visiting Centennial Cougars. So how about that, 2-2?
Well, we kind of have a nice little sunset over here to our left. But then if you turn around 6 o'clock here, right behind us, does not look as beautiful. So we may need a
fan number 1, Paisley Layton over here, tells me that I need to go down there because I'm a veteran. But
where are you going to go?
Part of service is.
Yes, congratulations! It is military night.
Can I get a Diet Dr. Pepper?
One of the greatest things I've seen in the start of an Independence football game is we had a parachuter come down one time to start the
Dr. Looney?
Not sure.
So
It's hard to see the people when they're jumping out.
All right, handoff goes to number 3 for your Centennial Cougars. That's Kenai Johnson.
Yeah.
He's going to have a first down, and so out of the trouble zone there, backed up in their own end zone.
That'll be good enough for a Centennial first down. First and 10 from the
Does not seem to be a consensus over here of the coordinators for Centennial, alternating between throw and run. So here we go. Kenai Johnson with the handoff, making some moves. Ankles fall all over the place. And there he goes down to the 41.
Yeah, no need to throw when you got a Kenai Johnson back there.
Kenai Johnson shaking folks out of their shoes for a big first down.
Look at this. Just you try to. It was the exact same play they just ran, and he just 1-on-6. And
Hey, let's go to number 3 a third time in a row. Kenai Johnson driven hard out of bounds. Gain of about 6.
knocked out of bounds by Burton.
Centennial's trying to one-up Independence on the ground and pound here on the field.
You know, it's funny. I just saw Luke McNeely, the quarterback,
Check in on defense.
Yeah, he's going to play back there playing
Saw
safety. You know, he already took kind of a big shot, kind of got up slow. So let's.
So Centennial's also huddling up, which is new to
That is new.
the repertoire of the offense here. Out of the shotgun, ball snaps back, handoff, little room up the middle to number 14. That's going to be Josh Jenkins,
Running back by committee tonight.
listed as a defensive back and wide receiver / running back.
Running back. Sure. Now we got a little hurry up. Maybe they called 2 plays in the huddle just now. See if they stick with the same play.
Chains aren't even set, and they go to Jenkins again, and he's going to be driven down for about an inch gain.
You know, the chains weren't ready. I don't know if Jenkins was ready. I
At
don't
the line, no gain on the play.
Tell me what the word of the week was for at your school this week?
Pertinent. Or as some folks may say, pertinent.
Yeah. How about ominous? Is that
Ominous.
It's
It was sunny
ominous.
skies until Coach Breece said it was ominous.
Yikes.
So here we go, 2nd and 10. Centennial on the friendlier side of the 50 here. Back to pass.
Oh,
Throws
no.
a quick screen underneath, incomplete. That had pick 6 written all over it, but the ball falls harmlessly to the ground.
Yeah, Eli Bauman, the junior corner, was like, oh, man. That could have been really good.
From the 47.
We would have caught that on film forever, Eli.
That would have been ominous and pertinent.
3rd down, timeout.
So here we go. Each team not afraid to use the timeouts. Can't take them with you.
Timeout called by Centennial.
So as we wind down the second quarter here, 9:19 left on our WCTV Game of the Week, Coach. We got a 2-2 ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it's a family affair for the Capellas up here tonight, right?
That's right. I'm flanked by my son Xander here, my stepson Xander, my stepdaughter here. Paisley's up here. Paisley said she drove all the way back from Knoxville to catch the WCTV Game of the Week after a late night of finite math homework. She is here because she loves football.
She did. I witnessed that. I heard the statement. She definitely said that. Good for her. She goes to UT, right? So
Yep.
she's going to see some great football up there this fall.
All right, big plans for the game tomorrow. Is there a game tomorrow?
There is a game
I've
tomorrow.
heard.
That's what I've heard as well.
So here we go. Nieves in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looking deep. Arm is hit, and that it is going to be picked.
Oh.
Independence going the other way. That's their quarterback, McNeely. Going down. Looks like he's got one man to beat. He's going to do it. That's going to be a pick 6. McNeely all the way for the touchdown. Thank you, sir. I will make my own offense on defense.
53 yards. And Coach Stidham says, I did do the right thing.
I think I saw Dr. Patton doing jumping jacks on the sideline as the only one on the crew tonight that picked her host school to win the football game. And so just like that, Independence pick 6 to the house. Pending the extra point, we're going to have the very common score of 8 or 9-2. Snap is back, kick is up, and that one is good. And that's going to be 9-2. At least we may have jumped into the 9th inning if had this been a baseball game.
Absolutely. So 9:07 here. We are at 9-2. You got to wonder why Coach Stewart went to the air. He was having a lot of success on the ground, and he was moving the chains. The clock was turning.
Well, and if you remember, 2 plays before that, he almost threw a pick 6 on a screen.
That's correct.
And so with 9 minutes and 7 seconds to go here in the second quarter, the host the Coast Eagles rather,
Yes.
lead the Cougars by a score of 9-2. The Cougars, the slightly favored Cougars, 9-2.
Once again, our servicemen and women, we want to honor you at halftime. Please make your way to the east end zone after this quarter.
Indy's lining up for the kickoff. We'll see if they go deep. They pooched last time.
And it's interesting how they kind of set up here for the kickoff. You got 2 kickers kind of standing, not really sure which one is going to be kicking.
So there it is, the right kicker pooches it. It's going to be returned. He's going to have some space out in front of him. That's number 4, and he's going to be taken down. That's Jaden George at about the 28-yard line.
Probably one of the few times I've ever seen a dual option
threat
at the
kicking
kicking
team.
spot. Yeah. You know, what that does, though, is it takes away another person to run down there if you pooch it. I think Coach Stidham probably is saying, hey, 80% of the time they're probably going to try to fair catch it. The other 10, they may drop it.
80% of the time it works 100% of the time.
That's right. Well, we'll see if Centennial bounces back here after the pick 6.
Well, let's see what they do here. I'm going to guess it's going to be something on the ground.
Yeah, and they have not trailed, but for a few instants in the game 1.
There we go. This is going to be a false start on the Cougars, more than likely. Flag.
And also the interesting fact is, if you
Delay
saw the
of
snap,
game.
if you saw the snap, it also was he had to jump for it that time. So
the Cougars are not sharp here as we open up what is week 2, but game 3 of the high school football season. Looking in preseason form right now. There's Nieves takes the snap, hands it off to Jenkins.
Well, he kind of gave up on his blocking right there and kind of went back inside where the defenders were. He may have had a shot at the sideline to gain a few more yards as Centennial trying to get a chunk of that yardage back after the penalty.
It's hard to imagine that they're going to have Dominic Reed on a milk carton somewhere, but he is not. Aside from the first 3 plays to open the game, has been nowhere.
Yeah, and he's made a few defensive plays, but offensively,
2nd and 14. Nieves back to throw, fakes the screen. He's going deep. That's going to be a pass interference. Nope, no call. Wow, that looked like it had pass interference written all over it, but I'm guessing the guy on the field says he tripped on his own feet.
Well, the Cougars had set it up with that slip screen twice, and that time they faked it and tried to go with the go route, and just not there. So 3rd and 14, Coach.
Well, and it'll be interesting to see what the Cougars, how they respond to this, because the things that they are not getting to are the things that have worked traditionally for them. And so how do you react when your go-to isn't your go-to anymore? And so far, right, that's going to be 4 wide for Nieves, scanning the field, looking to his right, only to his right. It's a comeback route, underthrown. That would have been a first on a good throw. Good play design, good throw, or bad throw, rather. And that's going to bring up 4th and long. Indy just capitalizing on the momentum right now.
Yeah.
Field just seems to be tilted Indy's way.
Yeah, Indy is starting to kind of go downhill here. And, you know, they were behind last week 14-0 against Page, or maybe 17-0. And after that, you talked about the big triple overtime victory. They are got a little momentum, and that's Coach Stidham's got to be excited for this.
Great house back to punt. Indy came after it with a mud rush.
He tipped it. The back judge said he tipped it.
That's going to be a net 8-yard punt.
Stanley punt for 7 yards.
So special teams, again, for the Cougars, just plaguing them all night long.
And I think a lot of that, Coach Stidham has seen it all night, is every time they've done a special teams, they've had a guy run on late. And that time they had 2 guys run on late for the Cougars. So
I mean, Indy's had 2 coffin corner punts, pinning them deep, one of those resulting in a safety. And then there, the Cougars get off an 8-yard punt. And so Indy just not making the mistakes. As I said earlier, they couldn't afford to. And pretty much mistake-free from the time. I believe I spoke that into existence. So we have jet motion here, number 5 for the Eagles. Slips up. He's going to get about 6. 5 for your Eagles. That's going to be Braden Needham.
By number 44. Gain of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4 from the 27.
Well, Independence is smart, huddling up, using the clock.
That's right.
Because they know Centennial's got quick.
Well, if Centennial gets their act together, they can put up some points. McNeely back.
Oh,
Slips.
down.
He's going to be down right there. Falls to his knees. Turf monster got him there. Once your knee touches in high school, you're down. So untouched, he's going to lose about 3 yards on the play. Huge break for the Cougars.
Absolutely a huge break.
Loss of about 3 on the play. 3rd and 8.
Independence has a lot of moving parts to their offense, and, the Cougars have to stay disciplined. And
they're going to open up in that semi-wing formation here, and they ran a lot of trap and dive out of this on their last drive. And so there's the trap once again, the inside trap, and he's going to get about 3.5 yards short of the first. It's going to bring up 4th down.
I think I think if you're Coach Stidham, man, you're feeling it. You're up 7.
They could run the trap the other way and probably get the first down.
Yeah. Well, here comes a sub right here.
Calvin Wall, running back, checks into the game.
Okay. But Braden Needham has been the guy, the workhorse on that wing T look, number 5, and so he came out. So let's see if Coach Stidham may do the old run the play clock down and call timeout.
Well, you got about 6, and they're not even out of the huddle yet. They're hurrying up to the ball. On the ball they go, 1-0. Timeout, Eagles.
Timeout called by Independence.
I think that was all a direct plan. I don't.
A lot of strategy here.
Yeah, I don't think that was a unorganized look right there. I think Coach Stidham had.
Maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't, Coach. But each side only 1 timeout left for the half, with just over 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Your WCTV game of the week: the Independence Eagles 9, the visiting Centennial Cougars 2. And it's interesting, you have the beloved Kevin Dyson, who was a long-time Independence Eagle, now the principal at Centennial. And if you didn't catch it on the pregame, he picked his home school Cougars by 2 touchdowns.
Oh, how about that? Well, he may have to go in for a halftime speech.
4th and 4 from the 26.
So they're going to go for it here. The Eagles come back up on the ball. McNeely is in there. 24, the tailback. That's going to be Torrey King, sophomore. See what they do here. There's the motion. There's the inside. Fake inside motion, wide open. That's going to be a walk-in touchdown. Braden Needham. Coach.
He was just out, and they snuck him back in.
So they run the motion, fake the inside trap. wide open. Cougars are just on their heels tonight, being out-coached by the Eagles here. 15-2 in the second quarter. Every Cougar on the field looking for the run there. Kick is up. Kick is good. 16-2.
Did not see that coming.
Nobody, well, the Cougars certainly didn't see it coming. Independence going deep into the well there. Fakes the inside trap motion and hits Needham for what's about a 30-yard catch and run touchdown. And so that brings our score with just over 6 minutes. Your Eagles, your host Eagles, 16, the visiting Cougars, 2.
Here at Independence, we have your credit card. Go visit the concession stands right now to get back your credit card.
Well, good news, Doug. I checked the radar.
I saw you check the live Doppler 10,000.
I feel okay.
It's in Birmingham right now, so that'll give us some time. Independence lining up what looks to be 4 kickers at this point.
Middle guy.
This one's going to go squib right, squib right. Fair. Well, no, not a fair catch. Number 9 for the Cougars catches it, goes upfield. That's going to be DJ Curl. So probably the best starting field position tonight for the Cougars. Ball's going to be right around the 45, make it the 44-yard line. Coach, I don't want to say this is a must-score drive here, but if you're going to go into the locker room with the Cougars down 16-2 or even more of an increase, you're going to have to start putting some points on the board, at least for morale on the Cougar side. Nieves in the shotgun. Pulling tackle there. Got some room up middle.
Well, the Cougars
Jaylon Drayton.
The Cougars can't get desperate, right? I mean,
they can't get away from what they do because that does work. They got to execute better. And that's really what's been missing is the execution. And the special teams has killed them all night. So we got second and about 8. Cougars out of the shotgun. Nieves takes the snap, hands it off to Jaylon Drayton again. Drayton cuts it up. Good gain. Piles moving. That is going to be close to it. That looks like a first down. We'll wait on the official word.
They're going to mark him short of the first down. Let's turn it up.
Short of
I don't know.
That looks like it is a first.
Short from the 46.
They've spotted and respotted the ball. It does look like a first. It's going to be an official measurement here.
They're going to measure.
Looks like a who's on first drill out there in the midfield. They are going to get a good measurement here.
If I was a betting man, I would say first down.
Well, the yard marker's on the line and the ball is on the line. The ball actually, the tip is over the line.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that this is going to be a first by, I'm going to go half of the football.
Once again, as the officials are figuring out this spot, we want to highlight all of our servicemen and women from both Independence and Centennial tonight. After this quarter,
that looks to be a first, and it is. First down by a nose, not a half.
And after the measurement, it will be a first down for Centennial.
Well, that changes the play calling.
Yep. Maybe. It was third and shorter, first and 10.
Again, Centennial just keeping things simple, doing what they do best.
Yep. They don't have to force anything. They don't have to try to make up all 14 points here in the closing minutes of the second. So this is going to be a keeper Wildcat that they opened up with Dominic Reed, and he is gang tackled by 9/10 of the Eagles defense there.
Well, here's the thing, right? Independence is like wising up. Dominic Reed's in the backfield. There's no quarterback. They know he's going to run it.
He's going to run right or left,
and he's following. He was following DJ Curl.
So it looked like they went with that's a whole package, a heavy set. Now Nieves is going to come back on the field. So they're probably going to open it back up a little bit. With only one timeout, the clock is not necessarily their friend, winding down to just over 4 minutes. So they're going to have to get a little bit, potentially a little bit more urgency here. Nieves takes a snap, 2nd and 10, looking downfield, throws deep, has a man, and it's going to be tipped and broken up by Independence, number 14. Great play on the ball, Taylor Lawrence. Not to be confused with Lawrence Taylor. Breakup on the play. 3rd and long.
Jareen Odie had a beat on it. But a nice breakup.
Just a really good textbook trail breakup there by the defensive back. Turned his shoulders, turned his head, got his arm up, deflected the pass. Oh, and there's a penalty. Lineman got too far downfield, so that's going to back him up. You know, it's just, again, we saw these mental errors last week against Summit, but when you're up 35-0, the mental errors don't have as much of a toll. But here in a game like this where it's the competition's better, those are going to cost more. So Cougars actually probably prefer that penalty because they're going to get to replay 2nd down, and it's only going to cost them about 5 yards. Out of the shotgun, Nieves takes a snap, again looking to his right. Pressure's coming. Nieves decides, has some room. He's going to make up about 10 yards, hit deep out of bounds.
Yeah, that's
flags come in. Really, really bad penalty on Independence. Really bad. That's going to give him 15 yards and a 1st down. See what the official call is here, but Nieves hit about 3 yards out of bounds.
Yeah, he was heading to the sideline to quote-unquote give himself up.
And there it is. Unsportsmanlike. So that's going to give him just not a smart play by the defense of Independence. Your defense is holding. You're not giving up big plays, and then, boom, there you go. You give up 15 yards when the quarterback's just giving himself up out of bounds. So that's going to move the ball up to about the 26. Nieves takes the snap, hands it off to Jaylon Drayton, cuts up field, gets hit. He's going to get about 4. So Drayton, the smaller to Dominic Reed, but the workhorse so far for the Cougars.
Well, you saw who made that tackle. Quarterback.
McNeely making a name at safety and quarterback. Cougars out of the shotgun again, motion. Nieves looks, throws a quick pass to the sideline, cuts it back opposite field, has one man in pursuit, and he's going to lose about 2 yards. Actually make that 4-yard loss on the play to OT.
And Braden Needham, also a two-way player.
Needham, who scored the touchdown on the pass from McNeely, makes the tackle. So you're going to have 3rd and long here.
Wow, after the late hit, 1st down, and they have gone backwards.
So just now under 3 minutes to go in this 2nd quarter. Cougars struggling to find what's going to work on offense, trying to find that big play, but just missing and missing again.
Well, they're going to have to call timeout if they don't hurry. 4 seconds in the play clock.
That's right. 2, 1. Snap is back. Nieves
it's
looking.
A broken play for sure.
And smartly throws it, but we have a flag down here on the field that's probably going to be holding.
Yeah. That play lasted longer than a offensive lineman can hold their block without quote-unquote cheating, right? They've declined that.
So that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know what, Coach? If I was Coach Stewart, you may want to just go ahead and go for it.
Well, yeah, they're not going to make a field goal from here.
And there's a guy right there that knows a lot about football to your left at the
Dyson.
Dr. Dyson.
His last day to wear white pants.
It is.
After
he knows.
Labor Day, Coach, you got to put those away.
Man, I wish I could pull that look off and just can't.
I mean, he is GQ down there for sure, but he's biting his nails on that 2-touchdown prediction. 3 wide for the Cougars. Nieves scanning the field. Looking,
busted
throws.
play.
And that's going to be batted down. And there it is, no flags on the play. And Coach, Independence has 2 minutes and a timeout.
Plenty of time. Give it up for Needham right there. He knocked it down, right? He did what he was probably taught.
Did go for a pick, just knocked. Could have been picked, probably.
So, I mean, a pick and he doesn't get out of the end zone or barely makes it out of the end zone. We're talking about a net gain of about 32 yards.
That's right.
Or, yeah, about 30 yards. But, yeah, you talked about it, Doug. 2:10 remaining.
I mean, Independence not known to be a quick strike offense, but they definitely have the Cougars on their heels defensively.
1st and 10 from the 24.
So here we go, McNeely in the shotgun. Same formation they scored the touchdown on. Let's see if they go to the inside trap. Here we go. There's your motion. Inside handoff there. Looked like a little bit of a face mask maybe.
Maybe.
No call on the play, no gain.
We'll see
It's
if
going to
Coach,
bring up 2nd and 9.
Coach brings the kind of a hurry-up look. You know, they've gone huddled pretty much the whole time.
Well, and this is barring a turnover, this is a win-win for Independence.
Absolutely.
Up to, if you'd have told the Independence coach Stidham he's going to go into halftime with a 2-touchdown lead, I think you'd say, I'll take that all night.
How about only that, but they're going to get the ball coming out of the halftime.
And, hey, Coach Stidham, you're going to hold the Cougars to 2 points.
Man, Dominic Reed is so fast tracking that quarterback keeper down right there.
I think he just came from concessions and made that tackle.
That was huge. He came from the backside, by the way.
Clock winding down. Just over a minute here in your WCTV game of the week, where your Independence Eagles shocking the Centennial Cougars 16-2 on their home field.
Shocking for some.
Not for Dr. Nikki Patton, who was the only one to predict her
knew.
squad to come away. Fake option, there we go, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Listen, Coach Stewart may call timeout right here.
Well, with the athletes he has, I'll take a punt return here. I'll take although the way they're punting the ball, he's probably going to down it at the 1-yard line.
Well, Independence not. Maybe Coach Stidham's going to run the clock out. If I was Coach Stewart, I would have probably called it.
Well, they're still going to have to run a play.
They are.
Because there's about 6 seconds difference between the game and the time clock there.
But if they don't get it, Centennial gets the ball at the 32. They may go with a hard count and see if they can draw them off sides.
Well, I mean, that would have been laps for days if he went off sides. So there's your timeout. So who are 44, the unnamed Cougar, who is not on our roster, flinched but did not jump.
Number 1 in our hearts.
Number 44 in our hearts. And so 12 seconds left as we are serenaded by the legendary Dolly Parton here at the Eagles Nest.
How music brings everybody together.
That's right. You just want to hug your neighbor.
That's
you just
right.
want to give everybody a hug when Dolly's on the radio. That's right. And so 12.6 on the clock.
Yeah.
What would be epic, Coach, is if Indy runs a fake punt. That would make for good TV.
Well, you know, Coach Stidham in the back of his head, he's like, okay, we've already botched one snap punt on a.
That's right. Well, and, you know, in all reality, you could, well, they got the punter out, but you could run a play here because then you're only going to give Centennial about 7 seconds to run an offensive play.
Odie catches it clean right here.
Odie's had all kinds of trouble tonight fielding punts with this guy.
Well, how about this? We're going to move back 5 more yards. False start.
Okay. I mean, they weren't even set yet and got a false start, so that's something new. Lots of new tonight.
You know, it's like the referees got together and said, all right, week 3, we're really going to crack down.
That's right.
We are going to bring
So here we go again. We'll try this again. Snap is back and good.
Great snap.
Centennial doesn't come after it. Odie just looks at it, bounces forward.
Don't touch it.
Bingham with another great punch, going to be down at the 30.
So there you go. 0.1 second. Let's just run bombs here. Hail Mary.
Time to run one play. Let's keep it turned up. Indy Nation. Once again, all of our servicemen and women, please make your way to the east end zone. Right now, we have a very special presentation and want to honor you at halftime for your service to this country.
Maybe if they had Dr. Pepper Zero.
36.
I would
Dr. Pepper Zero?
That's right. Don't. Hey,
Is that even a thing?
Coach, I feel a little bit of haterade in your voice right there.
Just saying, I've never heard of it.
And
bingo.
Anticlimactic. Nieves takes a knee. That's going to bring our first half to a close. Independence versus the world here. 16-2 over the Centennial Cougars. We'll be right back with second half action on your game of the week. I'm Doug Capella. Paul Breece. Back in 15, folks. All right, here we are back. Second half action. Doug Capella with Paul Breece here on your WCTV Game of the Week. The visiting Cougars came to the Eagle Nest expecting greener pastures and just found a deficit of 14 points, really.
Yeah, not your typical score up there, 16-2. But what we do know is that Independence has rode the wave from the big win last week to a lead against a great quality opponent in Centennial, who have yet to figure things out offensively. And Coach Scott Stidham has pushed all the right buttons for the Eagles.
So just kind of a recap. First quarter, we saw back-to-back safeties, and that score held for the duration of the first quarter. We ended at 2-2. Not what people expected, probably. Then the next score, a pick 6 to the house, courtesy of Independence's quarterback. Picks it off, runs it back for a touchdown. And then a few drives later, they get the ball, run, and then pass for pay dirt. And that's it. That's the scoring from the first half. 2 Independence touchdowns, 1 defensively, 1 offensively, and a trade-off of safeties. And I think the difference here tonight, Paul, really has been special teams and errors. Special teams just pinning the Cougars deep, and then just untimely penalties, whether it be delay of game. We've seen 2 of those, ill-timed holding penalties. We, of course, had the encroachment on their own player who ran around the defense and lined back up. Things you just don't see, and actually a little bit characteristic of this Cougar squad that we saw last week when they traveled to Summit High School.
So a lot of first, right? 2-2 after the first quarter.
So the Cougars here are going to kick off. Indy will receive the kick. And what we were saying before we got on air is you'd have to think that if Indy's able to take this down and punch it in the end zone, that could be very difficult for the Cougars to make a comeback in the second. You don't want to make that kind of prediction, right? There's 2 quarters. There's 2 quarters left here, but a 22-2 lead, just all the air would leave the building for the Cougars. So the kickoff back, the kneel down, and the Eagles will start on the 20-yard line. They're going to open up in a more traditional 3-wide set, not the 2-wing set that they scored touchdowns on. There's the shotgun. It's going to be a handoff. That's going to be your sophomore tailback, number 24, Torrey King. Gain of 2 on the play. Interesting to see them go away from what was working. They had the 2-back set, the inside trap, the dive, again, the quick pass there. And so we'll see if they return to that here after only gaining 2. No, they're going to still open up 3 wide, single back.
Try to spread the Centennial defense a little bit. See if they can break one here.
Motion.
And there's
a fumble.
Turnover, and that is not what you want if you're an Independence fan.
So it's going to be first down Cougars. He was touched as he recovered the fumble, so they're going to call him down, and there's a player down for the Cougars. So we're going to take a pause here from action, but
and DJ Curl is the guy that scooped it up. If he would have kept his balance, we would have had a huge turn of events. I mean, the fumble is one thing. We were talking about during the break that Independence had kind of played almost a perfect game other than the safety.
And that they kind of had to, right, to match with the powerful offense of the Cougars.
And quick strike. So we'll see right here. Coach Stewart may have gone into the locker room with a little motivational speech.
Pep talk, we'll call it.
A pep talk. And let's see if the Cougars answer after the turnover.
So Nieves in the shotgun, 2 wide to the bottom of the field. There's Reed.
Yeah. Oh.
Reed had one man to beat. Looked like he was going to pay dirt, but gets brought down.
And they may rod Dominic Reed right here.
Reed is going to go from 1 carry to about 40 potentially. Nieves hands it off again. Reed breaks a tackle outside, and there's 6. And just like that, the Cougars say, not so fast, Independence.
That's right.
And they jump back into the ball game, and they close the gap to 8 points.
And touchdown number 9 on the season for Dominic Reed.
Slightly below his average of 4 per game.
He's got a chance to get 3 more. That basically took about 37 seconds.
Cougars line up for the extra point. Snap is on the ground. Kicker drops on it. That is actually a big misfire because now you're going to have an 8-point game, which means they are going to have to go to 2 to tie it up.
Yeah, I was going to say, math students, get ready. If
Common Core, here we go.
If it's 16-9, you only have to kick it. The good news is you have number 1 in the backfield that could probably run for 2 yards.
Correct.
At 95% of the time. 2
yards, I don't think, has been the problem for the Cougar offense. It's getting all 10 has been the difficulty on a set of downs.
Yeah, so you see Dominic Reed right there on the touchdown. And as you said, just like that, 10:36.
Probably worst case scenario for the Eagles to open up the second half.
It was absolutely. I mean, you have all the momentum. You're getting the ball second half. And then you talked about they went out of their normal set that was working offensively. McNeely just couldn't hang on to the ball. Turnover, and 2 plays later.
Well,
touchdown.
there's a psychology of it where you're the underdog. And then when things are going so well and something bad happens, you're like, oh, here we go. This is what's supposed to happen. And so we'll see how Indy reacts, and they're going to have to figure it out quick because we're lined up for a kickoff here. Indy has 2 deep. It's going to be probably an offsides on the Cougars on the kickoff.
That's rarely called. I mean, even if the kicking team steps over just a little bit, they're going to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? I mean,
so the official call is encroachment on the kicking team. It's going to back them up 5. And again, characteristic of the Cougar squad to just get snake bitten by these penalties, these ticky-tack 5-yarders here or there. And now, so instead of having their heels on the 5, their heels are on the 10 on this kickoff, and it's going to give them a lot more room to make something happen here.
Well, Stanley, the kicker, I mean, he's got the leg, and if he can somehow work his magic to where the Independence returners do not catch it clean, then this, has a chance maybe to get back into the end zone.
Well, he's going to have to put some thunder on it because right now you're looking at about 65 yards to get to the goal line, and so we'll see. Kick is up. It's going to be in the field of play, fielded at the 5. Down at about the 32 go the Eagles. So not bad starting position, all things considered. And the Cougars being backed up 5 on the kickoff would probably take the ball down at the 30 or 32.
He'll take over 1st and 10 from the 33.
So let's see if Indy, what they do to respond. And, well, they're back in that familiar 2-wing set, 2 wide. This is what the bread and butter from the first half. There's the inside trap. Had a little bit of room downfield, gains about 5 or 6 on the play. Call it, well, yeah, about 6. And so it was surprising there for them to open up 3 wide on their opening drive, only to fumble, and now they're back to what they did to find success in the first half. Again, in the same wing-back formation here, 2 wings, 2 wide. Another inside trap play, this time opposite side. Needham's going to be close to a first down.
Well, you think to yourself, man, where's the middle linebacker right there when he cuts back inside? Well, you know, the middle linebacker, sometimes their keys are their pulling guards, right? And that pulling guard has taken off, and he's probably following that guard. And that quick cut back inside gives the Eagles a possible first down. Oh, well, you talk about snake bit.
Well, and again, just sloppy play here. This is going to, what was a 4-yard gain is going to be a 19-yard gain for the Eagles. And, Coach, if I were wisdom here, I would say we're probably going to line up in this double wing the remainder of the way down the field here. You got to look at that sneak pass that they did to end the second quarter there when they scored to bring the score to 16-2. See where that is. Here's our 2 wing backs again. And so you're going to see a trap or a dive on here, or you got that little quick pass. So, or you have the option there, and he's hit from behind.
By guess who?
Dominic Reed, backside pursuit.
Very fast.
Shut that down. And so Stidham may want to scratch the option out of that formation, because that's twice that Reed came from behind and just smacked the quarterback on the option.
That's close down speed that you just don't teach.
Well, and when you're getting hit like that from behind, the ball tends to get loose every now and again. So back in the wing set formation, this time 2 wide on the far side of the field. Here comes the motion. There's the inside handoff. No, check that. Quarterback keeper.
And Reed just takes him out for about 2 yards.
McNeely brings it up to about the original line of scrimmage, maybe about a half yard more. So we're going to have 3rd and long. And this is when the 2-wing set is not super beneficial, given that it's a run-first formation. But we'll see what the Eagles do here. They're going to stick. No, they're going to go back to the 3 wide. Spread them out a little bit. McNeely, option place, actually roll out. Throws it to nowhere. Incomplete pass. Coach, there wasn't a receiver within 2 or 3 yards of that.
No, a lot of white jerseys around that ball.
3 white jerseys in the midst of the football. And so the drive stalls. Now they're going to be able to flip potentially field position here.
Why? Because the Independence punting team has done a tremendous job, and the Independence punter, his net average is probably 50.
I'm going to guess he's going to aim for a corner here. Snaps back, punts up, aims for the right corner. Independence is there. This is going to take.
Done it again.
Heels on the goal line, and just like that, Coach.
Wow.
There is a kicking clinic going on tonight. The ball is downed on the 1 inch. And the credit to the Independence defender, put his heels about 2 inches in front of the goal line as to not be a touchback, and downs it right there on the 1 inch line. They move it out to about the 1.
I feel like
this is textbook, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm watching the Titans.
Where's Mike Vrabel at? I mean, we cut 9 kickers this week.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like I'm watching the Titans where Craig Hendrick used to be our best player. This is unbelievable. This is going to be a problem for Centennial.
Well, they're going to line up with, it looks like, 10 linemen.
And it's going to be Dominic Reed, wing T,
Another flag on the play.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, the good news for the Cougars is they're only going to move the ball back about 4 inches.
That's right.
However, here you go. You get a hold here in the end zone. It's a safety. Timeout.
Timeout.
So no flag. Timeout. I don't know that you burn a timeout there. You just let them back it up a half a yard.
Was that again a situation where they didn't get on the field quick enough and their delay of game was about to happen?
That's the third time they've opened a drive and had a delay of game, which means the play just isn't coming in quick enough. And so like I was saying, here when you're on the 1 yard line, if one of those linemen commits a holding penalty in the end zone, that is by rule a safety. So 8 minutes left here in the third quarter. The Cougars charge back after an ill-advised play, turnover, fumble. Dominic Reed takes it to the house in 2 plays, narrowing the gap 16-8. So the Cougars back in business for the moment, but need to run to perfection here. A lot of beef out there on the field for the Cougars. You talk about throwback plays. This is going to be 10 linemen and a.
Are we going to see a third safety? Oh, no.
False start on the Cougars. Not a safety because that's going to be a dead ball line of scrimmage penalty. But it is going to back them up.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever witnessed a game with 3 safeties in one game. And
well, and I know, the thing is when you take shotgun every play, here when you're on the 2-inch line and you're still taking a snap, you still got to run forward 3 yards to get out of the end zone. Whereas if you're under center, you can kind of at least get a few yards. But Dominic Reed's going to stay in this jumbo set where he's going to direct snap just to try to get out of the heels of the end zone. And there he goes, cuts it outside to the 10, and there you go.
Wow.
Breathing room. Jinx, you owe me another Coke, Coach. Diet Dr. Pepper Zero. So there we go. Just like that, Cougars evade catastrophe really on that drive. And Dominic Reed bails them out. And they're going to go with the same look here. Direct snap to Reed. He's going to run again to the left side. He breaks a host of tackles and gets forward. A little pile jump in there. That's going to be a penalty.
1 step forward, 2 step back.
The officials were right on the
Paul
play.
Abdul. That's Keegan Scruggs. Just trying to help his running back out. Try to create a
about 7 seconds too late.
Extra yard.
So there you go. Again, Cougars, a good 4 or 5 yard gain from Reed, nullified by unsportsmanlike and what looked to be a pile jump there at the end. Just unnecessary. And so now it's going to be 1st and 10 from about the 9 yard line.
2nd and 12 from the 10.
Correction. 2nd and 12.
Flag on the play.
Oh, listen. There's nobody more frustrated up here other than the Centennial coaching staff than is our cameraman, Kai. Centennial student here. He is.
I missed the call there, but it was on
sideline
Centennial.
warning.
Sideline warning. Okay. So each side now has been given a sideline warning. That equates to a, hey, don't do that again unless you do it again.
That's right.
So it looks like we're going to open up again in the Wildcat. Here, Dominic Reed, direct snap, left and right. This time he goes right. Has room. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, hurdles a defender, gets 14 on the play. First down, Centennial.
Woo.
Brought down by Duarte.
If they can run that 8 more times, that would be a touchdown.
And they may do it.
Well,
Let's see it right here.
He's about 1 defender shy of taking that all the way.
Yep. Great kick out block, and here he goes.
So you can see 16 on your screen here, definitely taking an angle of pursuit.
He was like,
Like, well, I'm going to have to run this cat down. All right, so again, direct snap formation. Same play, runs right. This time it's not Dominic Reed.
Kenai Johnson.
Kenai Johnson on the carry.
Oh, dragging.
Coach, they are 1 or 2 defenders away from breaking it for a touchdown. This has got to have Coach Stidham and his defensive coach is a little bit nervous here because Centennial's just lining up and punching that defense in the mouth, going down the field, and they don't look like they're changing much.
If some of our viewers know what a seesaw is, it's starting to tilt Centennial's way.
That's right, direct snap again. Kenai Johnson, shoelace tackle, but he's going to get about 5 or 6. And Kenai looks like he has a little bit more burst than Dominic Reed.
Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 from the 41.
I think Kenai Johnson, all he's trying to figure out is, am I going left or right?
That's right.
And they're sticking with it.
Direct snap to Johnson. He says, I'm going to go right again. Hole opens up, stiff arm.
Oh.
This time he pushed himself pushed himself out of bounds.
Tried to stiff
Had
arm.
a good stiff arm, but when he pushed himself back. So this is going to be a 3rd and short. Seems to be some kind of stoppage of play here. I don't see a flag, but the officials are discussing.
No, check this. The gentleman in the white hat, he's going to give us all the information.
6:13 to go here in your second quarter, and there is a little bit of a different feel now to the game as the Cougars seem to be content in closing the offense down, staying tight. They look like they have about 1 foot splits in between the linemen. They're just pounding that defense right now.
All right, let's see what the flag is because I'm as
it's
intrigued as
backing
anybody.
up the Cougars. Face mask on the
Oh.
offense. So the stiff arm,
Like he hung on to it, I
the
guess.
5-yard incidental variety. So that's going to give us 2nd and about 6. So they're out of that tight set now. Nieves back in at quarterback. Jet motion, 7 across the front. Nieves quick screen. So that's going to be 14 for the Cougars. Josh Jenkins.
First down.
So the Cougars go away from the Wildcat, open it up, get a first down. So let's see what they do. Dominic Reed checks back into the game. But Nieves also still in the game, so it looks like they're going to go back to their version of the spread.
The traditional.
The traditional. It's how you like your wings, the traditional.
Oh.
Tough handoff there to Reed. Reed shakes a good tackle effort by number 16 for the Eagles. Gets about 4 yards out of nothing.
Cole Roman, the junior, came up and hit Dominic Reed and quickly realized.
Almost changed his direction, but did not. And so Reed checks back out. So on that play, the Cougars cross into Eagle territory. They're on about the 46-yard line. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Eagles are on their heels just a little bit here. 4 goes in motion. Handoff on the jet motion, but there's a flag on the plate. False start to maybe nobody's surprised here in our viewing audience. The Cougars have run about 3 plays without a penalty. If the Cougars want to make hay this season, they're going to have to figure those things out.
Yeah, those mistakes can definitely hurt them in the playoffs.
Delay of games, false starts, offensive face mask. I mean, just penalty after penalty. Nieves in the shotgun, 4 wide. Scanning the right side of the field, looking back middle, nothing there. He's going to run with it.
And a flag comes down.
Another flag on the play. I'm going to guess this is a hold.
Brought down by Maxson.
Waiting on the call from the official.
We have another holding call against Centennial.
The PA announcer knows it, holding Centennial. So back-to-back penalties. Coach, they just need to get back into Wildcat again.
Yeah.
And direct snap.
Things were going well.
It is now 3rd and about 21, or as far as a crow flies, as some may say. They have a ways to go here to get this. Nieves in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking downfield. Looks like it was a throw and an incomplete. Short to number 7. The official right there to make the call says it hits the ground.
That would have been huge because it would have been 3rd and 10 instead of 3rd and 21.
So yard marker or down marker guy had the incorrect down. So we are now down to 3rd and 21. And so here we go. Nieves in the shotgun again. I'm going to guess they're probably going to go with a quick screen here. They're not going to get all 20. We'll see what they do here. Nope, he's going to look for all of it. He's throwing. Cox back.
Oh, he's open.
Has a man. And just like that, touchdown, Centennial High School. Coach, no flags on the field.
That is
number 3, Kenai Big Time Johnson on the touchdown there. Nieves, beautiful pass right down the middle. And, Coach, we're 2 points away from a tie ball game.
Yeah.
I think everybody is looking for a flag on the field, and there's not.
No, but there is a stoppage.
Well, they're sending the play in, so the touchdown will stand.
Yeah.
16-14. So you got to think that they're going to go for 2 here. Remember, we said that botch snap could come back to get them.
Yeah. Well, what happened was Dominic Reed was not a part of that series right there about the last 3 plays. And I saw him. The coach grabbed him and said, "Put your helmet on." So here he comes. It's going to be Dominic Reed.
It's going to be Wildcat left or right.
Yeah,
here,
they
I'm
just
gonna
need
imagine.
to decide which way we're going.
You know, the benefit to Indy is they don't have to sit back and play coverage here. They can put 10 in the box and play the run.
Dominic Reed right.
Dominic Reed right. There it is. Looking, and he's got it. So just like that, mistakes and penalties and all, Centennial ties it up 16-16 with 3:50 left
we go.
to go in the third.
A good job by Nieves right here, kind of to step up into the pocket. And you saw Johnson streaking down the middle of the seam and outruns.
Hits him in stride. Beautiful over the shoulder. Yeah. Touchdown. So like you said, Nieves stepped up not once, not twice, but 3 times into that pocket. Pressure all around him and just delivers a laser to Kenai Johnson as he's running down the field.
Well, it's funny that we were just talking about, maybe they should just get a couple of yards, punt it and flip the field.
Yeah. And Nieves says, nope. Kenai Johnson to the house. And if you get Kenai Johnson past that second, you're not going to catch him. He's going to go the distance. And he just split the safeties there. Touchdown.
Well, the good news for Independence is they were in a close game last week. This week it looks like it may go down to the wire.
Well, right. I mean, 3 overtimes last week before they knock off tough district rival Page High School. And so familiar territory for Indy. They're not going to be rattled here. But the Cougars found some life. Aside from even with the penalties, they take it down and score. I mean, Coach, it was 3rd and 22.
It is a blessing to have somebody that can get you out of a bad situation.
Well, and offensively, let's see what the Eagles do. I mean, they kind of went in and out of the wingback set to the 3 wide. And so we'll see if they manage some kind of consistency on this drive as we approach close to the end of the 3rd quarter.
The Cougars had the ball quite a while that series.
Offense should be well rested here, aside from the quarterback.
Oh, and now
the
Centennial coaching staff up here, kind of with a golf clap, like, all right, thank you so much. We finally found.
Oh, they call a timeout, so they wave off the flag.
And that's the exchange right after the exchange of possession.
How can you not get a call in when you have you're changing? You're on kickoff.
I mean, they must be spotting the ball and starting that thing quick because both teams have
struggled with. I mean, I think that's the 4th delay of game call tonight, and you might see 1 or 2. And we still have a ways to go. So the Eagles call the timeout, avoid the penalty. Some games were played around the district last night on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Nolensville, a big winner over McGavick High School. I think Coach Breece is
checking it out.
checking the scoreboard as we speak. As we speak, Independence is back on the ball, 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. And so they're going to open up again, 2 wide. Out of the shotgun, McNeely looking. Oh, he's going to keep it. He's going to make something small out of nothing. He's going to scramble and get about 2 before he steps out of bounds. A lot of running there for 2 yards.
Well, how about the Franklin Admirals? 17-7 over the Page Patriots.
That would be considered an upset by some, by most. Eagles back in that 2-wing set. McNeely out of the shotgun, wings in motion. Handoff to number 3, but there's a whistle.
Flag on the play.
It did not look like the Eagles were going to get much on the play. Looked like Scruggs was back there to say no, sir.
False start against Independence.
No, got a false start. So the Eagles now committing 2 penalties on this drive. They had the waived off delay of game due to the timeout. Now there's a false start. Eagles backed up. It's going to be 2nd down and about 14 from their own, call it 16.5-yard line. McNally out of the shotgun, 3 wide, 2 to the bottom of the field. Looking, quick pass.
Oh.
Quick pass almost into the hands of number 9 for the Cougars, DJ Curl, who ran a curl route on that one and almost took it back to the house. So, Coach, not what the Eagles are wanting here. 3rd down and 13 on their own deep side of the field. Ball's at about the 22. 4 wide now for the Eagles. Snap is back. McNeely looking to run, scrambling, has 4 defenders chasing.
Oh!
And he's going to be sacked, and there's going to be a flag on the play. This is going to be a face mask on the Cougars defense, and that's going to be a 1st down. So if this is a 1st down, which I believe it will, it is going to breathe some life in what was a carcass of an offense right there.
Keegan Scruggs, all he had to do was just make a tackle right here.
Well, and there was 4 defenders. There's definitely no need for a face mask here. And so there you can see on the replay, he just gets a whole hand of face mask there.
Got his money's worth.
Definitely not inadvertent kind. And so that is going to be a 1st down, and that breathes new life into this Eagle offense. Huge turn of events for the Eagles and just bails them out. So now we're going to have 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Inside trap. This is the moneymaker from the first half, and he's going to have 13 yards on the play. I'm going to say that they're going to sneak that pass in here at some point again. It's funny, Coach, what a penalty can do like that, because the Eagles just looked lost on that drive. Penalties, loss of yards, and then you get a face mask, and they come back with a 13-yard gain. Back in the wing set, McNeely on the snap. Handoff to the sophomore tailback, 24, King. He's going to get about 2.
Brought down by Abijo.
And that's going to bring up 2nd down
2nd and 8.
and 8.
From the 47.
Each team just battling back and forth through penalties and adversity, and it's turned out to be a pretty good game of the week. Not what most would have expected. There's your motion, inside handoff, straight up the field.
That
King running getting a gain of about 11 on the play for a first down. King doing his best impression of Dominic Reed. Just bursts up the field. And, Coach, we may need to tell Stidham, if you get out of this twin or wingback formation, what are you doing? Because this is what's worked for them all
Absolutely.
night. So, again, you got two wings, two wide here. Well, no, now they're opening it up. Empty backfield, wing in motion. That's going to be King. He's going to take the handoff up the middle, running hard, and he's going to get another gain of about 8. So the sophomore tailback for Independence running hard.
Finally brought down by Curl.
So there it is, second down and about 3 to go. Eagles driving, finding new life after the face mask penalty that gave them a first down on what would have been third or fourth and about 17. Eagles in that wing set, single back. It's going to be another handoff inside this time. King hits a wall of Cougar defenders and is going to be stopped in his tracks. It's going to be third down, about, we'll call it 4.5.
No gain on the play.
This will be a huge play right here.
Third and 3
And
from the 37.
One of three things is going to happen. A penalty would be my first thought. So you got two wide to the bottom of the field, two wings, single back. McNeely in the shotgun, takes a snap, inside trap, the bread and butter, running hard, but he is going to be stopped and stood up after a gain of about 2.
Needham on the carry.
Needham just stopped dead in his tracks.
Short of the first down by number
So this
34.
is probably, well, if you're Independence, you could probably kick this out of bounds at the 2-inch line.
Yeah.
But they're going to let this wind down, and this is going to bring us to the fourth quarter. Your score on what has been a back-and-forth battle. Independence, the host team, 16. All of a sudden, Centennial scores 14 unanswered in the third, and that'll tie the ball game 16-16. Stay tuned to see how this one ends, folks. Your WCTV Game of the Week.
Yeah, if you're joining us, text your friends, text your family. Eagles, Cougar fans, this one's going to be a classic. How about some scores from around the nation?
Let's hear it.
Brentwood High traveled to Hendersonville tonight. The Bruins, off the big upset over Brentwood Academy last week, lead 36-6 over Hendersonville. Franklin, we talked about, leading 17-7. Summit, who took a beating against the Cougars last week, is tied at halftime, 21-21 up at Green Hill. And the Fairview Yellow Jackets 0-2, surprisingly, but they will be 1-2 after tonight, lead Stewart County 38-0.
Chris Hughes out there, long time Fairview Yellow Jacket coach. So here we go. 4th and 2, opening up the fourth quarter on a big play here for the Eagles.
Watch the hard count. That would give them a free 5.
There's your motion. Tried to get him on a little bit of trickeration there with the motion from the wing. Inside handoff again. He's going to have close to a first down depending on the spot. That looks close. That's going to be a first. It looks super close depending on the spot. That's going to be a first down. They're going to have to bring out the sticks on that one.
And it's going to be a long way.
Spotted on this side of the field. The chain gang is going to have to come from the other side. There it is, the officials' timeout to get a measurement and what might be the biggest measurement of the game here.
Well, the Cougar faithful feels like it's short.
It looks really close. I was looking at the first down line to gain, and it's right on that 32-yard mark. And the ball, it's hard to tell from up here in the angle, but it looks from here like he may have gotten it. But as they say, ball don't lie.
referee needs to get on the.
That's going to be a first down. Independence by about a hair. So there you have it, folks. The football gods have spoken. Independence will continue the drive. They needed 2. They got 2. And so 1st and 10. And more importantly, time coming off the clock. Independence would like to go on an 11-minute, 56-second drive right here.
33 yards.
So here we go. McNeely, shotgun, their wings in motion. It's going to hand off to 5.
Wow.
And Reed right there. Looking for a penalty, but we call that a tackle in football. So he is down after a loss of about 2. Dominic Reed met him at the door.
Well, they gave him progress,
which was generous. 2nd and 12, call it 11 and a half. I would say that the inside trap might have been overused at this point. We'll see.
Well, here's what we do know. Independence still has the ball because of it. So
So here we go. 2nd and about, we'll call it 11 and a half. McNeely has a man in motion there. Fakes it, rolls out to the opposite side. He's in trouble. Ball's loose. Cougars are on top of it. Turnover. McNeely got hit from behind. Ball comes out. Cougars rise to the occasion, cause the turnover. And, Coach, they're in good field position. Abijo.
Number 27. Johnny on the spot.
On the recovery.
Oh,
man.
Let's get loud for your defense.
So let's see. Remember, one of the scores for the Eagles was a pick 6. I don't know that another score was also a 70-yard bomb from the Cougars. So we'll see.
That's right.
What we do here. Nieves in shotgun, hands it off to Reed, who's never a bad option, takes it outside. He's going to get about 6 on the play, depending on the spot.
Not a bad open field tackle by Cole Romine.
Reed looks like he's cramping up down there.
Yeah.
He's going to have to come out for a play.
Well, the funny thing was Jalon Drayton was the original running back, and then Dominic Reed ran on the field and was like, hey, get out.
That's kind of like Tajay Sharp saying, and Derrick Henry. When Derrick Henry's all right, come on out. I'm in. I got it. So, folks, in case you're just tuning in, no shortage of excitement here. 16-16 on what has turned into truly a befitting WCTV game of the week. We have some middle school kids running down the field.
Lost his shoe.
He ran out of his Croc. He did not have his Croc in sport mode, apparently, because it fell off. So quickly, the kids are off the field, and here we go. Cougars 3 wide to the top of the field. Handoff there to Kenai Johnson, and he's met right in the backfield, stuck by number 0.
No.
Kenai Johnson on the carry. Hunter Burton.
Is that 0 or 8? Do they have a 0?
They do. Hunter Burton, outside linebacker.
Okay. I thought it was the quarterback.
Quarterback is not on the field at the moment.
Yep, McNeely down there.
3rd and 10. Here we go. Cougars out of the shotgun. Screen pass broken up. Number 43 for the Eagles. That's going to be Blaze Katina and a long line of Katina children that have gone through Independence High School. So huge defensive play. I wouldn't call it a stop yet because we don't know what the Cougars are going to do. Well, but if you said, hey, Coach, you're going to get a 3 and out here, Stidham might have not agreed with us.
No.
That's exactly what just happened, and the punter is on the field. Electricity in the stands tonight, 16-16. Punt is up. It's away.
That's going to be over his head.
Over end, two.
Nice.
Fields it, turns up field, and he's out of bounds at about the 30.
Well, you talked about it earlier, the wing tees formation, if they gone to that inside trap too many times. You know, they went with that slip screen again, and they finally got that tip and an incomplete pass. Now, if it was complete or not, I don't know what it was going to go for, but otherwise noted.
So essentially the
Indy
storyline
holds.
for tonight has been special teams, turnovers, and a couple big plays, and that has given us our 16-16 score. So Indy back in that wing formation up the middle. The king, or no,
Oh,
quarterback.
no, this is going to get picked up.
Another fumble for the Independence Eagles. I thought King had the ball and he was running upfield. Instead, it's a turnover. Number 3 for the Eagles. That's going to be Peyton Greathouse. Turns it over, and Coach, that is brutal.
They're calling it a pass. They're calling it a pass, Doug. Incomplete.
Oh,
Incomplete. I don't know if Lance will catch a replay of this.
the chains moved,
Coach
and the officials step in and break about 300 hearts with that call.
Or 1,000 hearts.
Well, it's 300 Centennial hearts.
We'll see right here. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll check it out.
Lance down in the van may cue up the replay here, but the call on the field, incomplete pass. The Centennial coaching staff up here almost jumped into the crowd.
Well, give credit to Coach Stidham, who immediately said that was a pass.
Well, we're not going to have luxury of the replay. Doesn't matter. So regardless, it's going to be 2nd and 10. Indy out of the wing formation. In motion.
Ooh, almost.
Keeper on the play, McNeely. Coach, I think the Cougars have caught on to that wing offense because they have just shut it down. There's been 2 turnovers and a tackle for a loss. Well, excuse me.
And a fumble.
Turnover,
Yeah. Almost.
incomplete pass,
That's right. That's
and
right.
a stop for a loss. How many times did Coach for Cougars say follow the trap in the locker room? Here we go in the wing again. Shotgun.
Oh, my. That was
McNeely,
fast.
immediate pressure. He's going to be sacked. Eagles just not generating anything on that play. Loss of about 3. So it's going to be 4th down and call it 14.
Caden Kahn, number 64.
Coach, he was in like he was invited.
Yes. Now here's as Bingham's going to punt here. Kanai Johnson, home run threat every time he touches the ball.
Stands out. You see, has the red gloves down there on the field. So here's the punt.
See if they play it.
Kick is up. In.
Can he catch it? On
High.
the return?
Kanai catches it. Indy, good coverage there. Kanai Johnson only gets about 2.
But what he did do, Doug, probably saved it if it hit the turf. We've
That would have
seen
been a 90-yard punt if it hit the turf.
Yeah.
Yep. So he catches it, gets about 2, but like you said, prevents it from hitting the turf and rolling down the field.
For your defense. 1st and 10 from the 34.
So Centennial's D does their job. We'll see what the Eagle D can do with the Centennial offense. You got to wonder if Nieves is like, Coach, let's go deep.
Well, he's got Kanai Johnson in the backfield. And here comes a
2 wide motion. Bad
Flag on the play.
flag on the play. To no one's surprise, the Cougars seem to open every drive with a flag on the play.
Well, this was a late arriving player. Coach Stewart slid out there.
Illegal formation against the Cougars.
So illegal formation's the call. That's going to be 5 yards. So although the Cougars shouldn't be rattled, they're used to starting off 1st and 15.
15 from the 29.
So here we go. Time check, 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in your 4th quarter. 12 goes in motion, high snap. Nieves with the handoff. This is going to be a tackle for, and it's going to be a face mask here. Maybe the inadvertent type, but he's going to be hit and out of bounds.
Flag on the play.
I'm guessing it's a face mask. I saw the hand and the head turn.
It's going to be a face mask against the Eagles.
And there's your call. Is it the 5 or 15-yard variety?
Well, that is a personal foul, so that's 15.
Yep, there you go, 15. So
Give him the first down.
the 5 yards and the 10 to gain is wiped out on the penalty. The Cougars say thank you very much.
It'll be just shy of the first down.
Correction.
First and short.
First
from
and
the 43.
Yeah, it's going to be first down, but it's going to be
First
first
and
and
one.
2. 1, sure.
something like that. We'll split the difference, Coach. 1st and 1.5. More importantly, the ball is on the 43-yard line. So the Eagles.
I mean, it should be a first down because they had a penalty, which made it 1st and 15. But
And then followed up by another penalty, a
which
personal
was
foul.
15 yards.
Yeah. So still some discussion on the field here. If it's I guess it's a spot foul on the face mask because you'd think
it
it's
was
a
a yard
15-yarder.
behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the final call is here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, end of the third quarter, Page 21, Franklin 17.
Page, second half team, it looks like. Well, maybe not, because last week they
The referee's been so.
forget what I just said, folks. But Page coming back.
It'll be a first down.
So correction, it is a first down and 10, not 1 or 1.5. Cougars quick handoff there.
Uh-oh.
There's Dominic Reed. Dominic Reed's got some room.
Yep.
He hurdles a defender, one man to beat, and
Oh.
he does not beat him. That's the quarterback, McNeely.
Yes, and he's getting up slowly.
Saves the tackle, or saves the touchdown, rather.
And I don't know if it's a cramp issue or an ankle. Coach Stidham would prefer the first.
McNeely does get off the field. Looks to be okay.
But how Dominic Reed can just change the game.
In a play. So he's gonna be down at about the 5 or 6, depending on where they look. Actually closer to the 7.
First and goal.
First and goal for the Cougars.
Inside the 10-yard line.
Clock at this point becoming a factor under 8 minutes. Dominic Reed, direct snap, runs left, going to be short, gets about 3 or 4.
Reed on the carry. Brought down by Duarte and Maxson.
A little extracurricular activity going on after the play, but no flag. Cougars line up on the ball. This is going to be another direct snap to Reed. Runs to his left again. He's going to be met, but runs hard, and there you go. Is met, but scores, pushes the pile forward. Touchdown Cougars.
Number 2 for Dominic Reed. Not sure he's going to get 4 on his average.
His average is a little down,
but
that's touchdown 10 in 3 games.
Now the question is, do we check on the sideline over here at Independence for McNeely, the quarterback who went down on that tackle?
Snap is up and back. Kick is up.
Huge.
And good.
Extra point.
So your adjusted score after the Dominic Reed touchdown is your Cougars 23. Your host, Independence Eagles, 16. So, Coach, just a score check. They've scored 21 unanswered points here in the second half.
Met by host the Eagles, and Dominic Reed says, I got this.
16-2 at half, and now the Cougars lead 23-16. Still plenty of football left to play here in the Spring Hill night. No rain, as Coach Breece so meanly predicted earlier in the afternoon.
I ran it out. Hey, your Summit Spartans, 28. Green Hill, 28. End of the third.
Oh, and that was the panel picked Green Hill tonight to win that game. What do they know, Coach? They could be 0 for 2 tonight.
Brentwood, 43. Hendersonville, 6.
That's
running clock.
Close one.
Stanley to kick. Gray House.
So here we go. Let's see if they kick it into the end zone. I'm going to suggest they do. We shall see. The last one went into the end zone. Cougars back to kick. No offsides just yet. Kick is up, and that's going to be in the end zone, and that will be a touchback. So the Eagles will take over on the 20.
Let's see who comes out under center. Or
Coach, I'll tell you, the Eagles generated 0 offense on their last drive. Not only did they not generate offense, they looked bad in what they were doing. And And that was out of their wing formation, which was their bread and butter all night. So you got to wonder what Coach Stidham is going to do as they roll out onto the field. McNeely does come out.
Not quite as quick as he once was in
So
the first half.
They're going to be in their open set here. They got 3 wide. King the running back in the backfield. 5 comes in motion. There's the handoff. And fresh off of
McNeely on the keeper.
what appeared to be cramps, McNeely takes the keeper. Gets about 4 or 4.5. Oh, we'll call it 5.
Gain of 6 on the play. Second and
Okay,
4
gain of 6
from
as the
26.
yard marker continues to move. So they stay in the 3 wide. Plenty of time here for the Eagles. No need to rush. 5 comes in motion. Handoff to King up the middle.
On the carry.
Tough running for about 2. And so this is going to bring up a 3rd and very short for this Eagles offense.
Brought down by Hawkins.
Coach, is it too early for 4-down territory?
Third and 2 from the 28.
Maybe. Let's see what happens here.
You'll let me know after the 4th down.
If they get positive yardage, or if they go backwards or a penalty happens, we may
There's
have a
the
problem.
motion. Looked a little bit confusing there. He's going to get
Short.
maybe a yard.
That's definitely short.
Looks like they're going to spot him on the 30-yard line. Curl needs to be careful. He's going to get a penalty. He touched the ball and rolled it downfield. That's sometimes a penalty. They're going to be about a half a yard short. And so,
And that will be a 1 call. First down.
wow.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
10 from the 30.
know if my eyes match that call, but
That is no. Well, I'm not going
I
to say.
guess it doesn't matter. It's a first down. Eagles back in the wing. There's motion number 5. King gets the handoff. Number 5. That's going to be, they're fooling the old man up here. Number 5, Braden Needham on the carry. He's going to lose about 2.
Loss of 2 on the play. Second and 12 from the 28.
The bad thing for Independence is they don't have that quick strike capability, and the clock continuing to.
Chew away, that's right. And so they're running in the, still in that wing set. McNeely out of the shotgun.
Oh, that was
Inside
nice.
trap. But he is going to be caught there.
Greyhouse on the carry.
Great house. Got grabbed in the legs, made a man miss, but then they got him and just couldn't get anything going. And so that's going to be about a yard gain. But now you got 3rd and 10. And, you know, they've kind of relied, unfortunately, on some Cougar penalties that have pushed them down the field.
Yeah, so.
And it's been a clean 4th quarter for the most part. Well,
Doug, I can't believe you just.
clean in perspective, I guess. And here comes the penalty right here as we speak,
something.
probably. But Indy staying with that wing formation. You got to wonder if here comes that pass that they scored a touchdown on. And, yep,
They are going to roll out.
So McNeely rolling out, has pressure.
Oh, and will there be a flag for a defenseless receiver? Yes.
And so there you have it.
There's a flag on the play.
The
Hitting
clean
at the-
no more.
Well, I called it right into existence. So there you go. Hitting a defenseless receiver is the call. That's going to
It's gonna
be
a personal foul.
personal
against the
foul.
Cougars.
First down. And just to rekindle some old memories here, Independence was stalled. Cougars got hit with a personal foul, gave them a first down, and Indy went down and scored a touchdown after that. And so we'll see. So with that, we got about 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And, you know, I said when the Cougars punched it in that the clock was becoming a factor because, as you said, Independence, not a quick strike offense, not one that probably is going to be able to go the distance on 1 or 2 plays. They're going to have to drive it down the field. And so on this drive, everything is going to have to go right for the Eagles to get this back into a playable game as the Cougars hold a 7-point lead.
Well, speaking of scoring, Patriots score another touchdown with 8:25 remaining. Page 28, the Franklin Admirals 17.
So Page increasing their lead, and they were favored to win that game, I'm sure. So
Somebody is down on the side of the field, but I can't tell who. It's one of the independents.
So big game tomorrow. Maybe not a big game, but the UT Vols traveling to Nashville to take on the Virginia Cavaliers.
You know what, Doug? You could call it a big game or not. College football's back, and that's good enough for me.
All is right in the world.
Yes.
UT had this, like what it saw last night as Utah beat Florida.
First and 10 from the 45.
All right, how about Vanderbilt Commodores opened up 1-0?
Was it a
You didn't even realize?
community college?
They do play Alabama A&M tomorrow.
Well, I mean, they took on
on,
the
Commodore faithful.
Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, a win is a win is a win.
Absolutely.
Cougars defense not set, but Indy's on the ball.
Oh,
Another inside play here, but just,
not going anywhere.
Coachettes, I think they've run 5 plays and have gotten 2 yards.
Tackle made by Langford.
The defenseless receiver penalty got them a first down,
46.
but I would like to see the offensive numbers for Independence in the second half because I don't think they've broke 30 yards.
It was a good halftime speech by Coach Stewart.
Yes, and maybe not so much by Coach Stidham. But regardless, it's still a one-score game. There's the snap.
Uh-oh.
Fake inside handoff.
He's going. Oh, no, it's going to be. Oh, my.
Goodness. Number 4 is going to think about that play for the rest of his life. Jaden George had the ball thrown right to him and was looking at greener pastures.
What is Jaden George's offensive listed position on the roster? Is it?
Well, it's wide receiver.
Oh.
But he's more of a defensive back, and we both know why. So, yes, he is going to recall that play in his mind for the remainder of his life as that was a wide-open pick-6 touchdown. But instead, we're at 3rd and 9. McNeely shotgun back, looking, scanning the field. There's all kinds of things going on. McNeely gets out of a sack,
busted play.
turns the field. He's going to run for about 100 yards, but only 7 of it was forward.
Well, the good news is for Independence is it's 4th and only about 4 or 5, rather against 4th and 13, 14.
Well, and this is an obvious you have to go for it. There's only 3.5 minutes to play. 4th and 4 from the 49. And so,
Yeah, Coach Stidham may use a timeout here.
well, no, McNeely's going to go into the huddle. Got about 15 on the play clock.
And this is a hard count territory. See if they draw them off sides. Centennial hopefully will not shoot themselves in the foot.
And so here you go, 4th and about 4.
Oh, there's a timeout.
Timeout, play clock ran to 0.
Yep.
And there you go. So, Coach, you got to think that this is one of those, this might be the play of the game here. So, 4th and 4, and not much that the Eagles feel. I mean, if you're Coach Stidham, you got to think, I really don't know what I can go to here because Centennial shut down the inside trap play. They've shut down the inside dive, and the passing game just hadn't been there. And so you got to wonder what Stidham's going to cook up here on this 4th and short, other than a hard count or something along those lines. The option hasn't worked all night for him.
It's gonna have to be a quick pass or something because the Centennial D line is just getting quick pressure. Some people are, like you said, just being invited to the party.
Well, there's a party in the backfield, and they were all invited.
But when you got guys coming as quick as they are, if you can sell a hard count right here and get a cheap first down.
Well, and you know the Cougars have been aggressive on defense, and so you might be able to. I mean, you might be able to capitalize on that, but they definitely need 4 yards here, and they're on the hostile side, I'll call, of the field, the hash mark of the Centennial crowd. So they're giving it to them over there. So here you go, potentially a ball game play. McNeely throws a quick pass out. First down, 5. He's going down the field, down the sideline.
Oh,
that's going to be another
horse collar
penalty, a horse collar.
No flag.
No flag, but Coach Stidham said, I got you, Doug. Here's what I got coming out of the playbook. Quick pass there to number 5. That's going to be Raiden Needham.
Yep.
The Eagles back in business here.
We'll see it. It's just a quick play. The cornerback could not hang on.
A missed tackle, and 30 yards later, we're at the 10. So King right up the middle gets to about the 7.
Up the middle with the carry. Brought down by 44.
Looks like it's 2nd and goal to go, which means they cannot get a first.
That's right.
From the 7.
The yard markers are down, so 2nd and goal from the 7.
So that first down play was by Torrey King. Let's see if they can.
Will Independence go 2 weeks in a row to overtime?
Oh, my.
Busted play. It should have been a penalty, illegal formation. You had 2
went at
men,
the same
illegal
time.
procedure.
Yeah.
You had 2 guys in motion.
Oh, there
at the
it
same
is.
time.
There it is.
There's
Yep.
the penalty. Yep. Illegal procedure. You can't have 2 people in motion at the same time.
Surprised they
When
didn't
you
run
snap
into each
the ball,
other.
that's right.
3rd and goal from the 10.
Well, it's going to be 2nd and goal from about the
That's
13.
what I would do.
Illegal shift called against the Eagles.
I
There
would
you
move
go.
them back.
Illegal shift. We'll see if they
Takes them back. Well, let's see. The ball spotted at the 10. That would take it.
Centennial's gonna decline the
Oh, well, they're going to decline it. So instead of 15-10, they're going to take their chances.
So it's going to be 3rd and about.
It's going to be
3rd and 10.
10, right?
Just about.
To the goal line. They got to score.
So 2 plays, 10 yards is what they need. Let's see what Coach Stidham dials up here. McNeely rolls out to his right. Outruns.
Remember, he's
Reed.
left-handed.
He gets about 2. More impressively, he outran Reed.
Remember, he was rolling to his right, throwing left-handed. He really didn't have an option. He was going to tuck it and go. Dominic Reed chasing him down. It's kind of a nightmare in your where you wake up sweating.
Yes.
You're like, oh, my gosh.
I'm going to be looking for Reed as I walk to my car. So here we go.
Here's the game.
That's right.
This
is more than likely the game. You got 1:56. Timeout Eagles, which means they have officially 1 left. So if they don't convert here, the Cougars can essentially take the victory formation and run the clock out.
Yes.
As confirmed by my co-host.
All your final, Brentwood 43, Hendersonville 6. Brentwood 3-0 on the season. I mean, if you're a team to watch out for in Williamson County, Brentwood is that team this year. And Coach Clint Finch getting things moving up in Brentwood. How about the Spartans of Summit High School bouncing back 35-28, 11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. A high-scoring affair down the road at
Green
Summit High
Hill
School.
there in Wilson County. The Battle of Hobson Pike, I guess we could call that one. Although Spring Hill had to travel through, or Summit, 2 time zones to get there. All right, so here's the ball game. Barring any penalties or
Goal from the 8.
anything like that on the Cougar defense. And, Coach, I am surprised that there was not a horse collar tackle called on that long play. But here we go.
And now Coach Stewart
now.
is going to call timeout, I think. Yep.
Timeout called by Centennial.
Is this icing the quarterback, I guess?
I think it's like, you know what?
Our film crew kicked the cord and the music shut off somehow. Can you
Kick
kick
that cord out again.
Yeah.
I've never seen Cobb move so fast. Put him out there. I'm going to back up, let Cobb do his thing. 156, Labor Day weekend. Woo.
3-day weekend, that's right.
And I'll take it all day.
That's Coach Breece's shameless plug for a 4-day work week.
I think kids would do well.
Yeah, based on research.
I mean, college kids, they only have classes
Yeah,
3 times.
Paisley's down to a 3-day work week.
Yeah. My daughter as well, up at Tennessee Tech.
4th and goal from the 8.
All right.
Oh, man.
Potentially, here we go
Here
for
we-
the ball game.
Could be our
Could be the play of the
game.
week or the end of the game. So here we go, Eagles 4th and 8. Let's see what Coach Stidham has drawn up. Got a different running back in the game there behind McNeely. He got motion, scrambling out to his left, looking, scanning the field. Open in the end zone. There it is. Touchdown, Eagles. Holy moly, Coach. The playground is open. They got it. 6 points. There is the matter of the extra point, Coach.
Do we want to talk about going for 2?
I'm not speaking anything into existence right now, but they hit McNeely patiently. You mentioned it. Rolls out to his left this
Yes.
time and hits Titus. Oh, wrong roster.
Needham.
Hits Cam Howard in the back of the end zone. Kick is up and good. So, Coach, it looks like we're headed for
Let's see right
overtime
here.
pay.
Yep. McNeely rolling to his strong side away from Dominic Reed, who comes from the backside.
Throws
Lets
a
it loose.
dart.
And back of the end zone is number 5, Braden Needham.
Braden Needham, you're right on the play. Cam Howard was celebrating.
He was
with it.
celebrating with him. Oh, a little shot.
Course collar on the
Yep.
little kid there in the end zone.
And the guys, everybody.
23. 1 minute, 49 left to go in regular time.
Is it me or is Independence just love overtime games?
Independence has played 11 quarters of football in the last 2 weeks. 4 quarters last week, 3 overtimes, and you got 4 quarters here in a tie ball game.
And that's Kenai Johnson, who is the returner on the kickoffs, and he's going to have to be replaced by Jareen Odie, number 12.
Battle of Williamson County going on tonight. Independence. Truly the Eagle clawing back into this game. Coach, we thought they were dead in the water after the Cougars punched it in.
And you badmouthed that offense the whole quarter, and look at them, just took it down the field like a champ.
Hey, I'll eat crow here. That is right. Their offense, I believe the word I used was a carcass earlier in the third quarter, and it was fitting because I think they gained 2 yards. But a deep pass down the sideline, or I should say a short pass and a deep run, and then McNeely just money in the back of the end zone to Needham. And here we are. Get back coach is telling them, do not give me a sideline penalty. So special teams maybe comes into play here.
Man,
See if
we've
the
talked
Eagles-
about it all night, right?
The Eagles kick it into the end zone, or what we're going to do here.
Yeah, here comes the dual kicking
The
threat.
double, well, they haven't kicked it deep, I don't think yet. They've pooch kicked it the whole night. So kicker number 2 kicks it. It's caught at the 20.
You know who that is? Number 4, who dropped the potential pick 6.
That's right.
George.
George on the return catches it at the 20, gets it to about the 35. Coach,
Plenty
the
of time.
Cougars have plenty of time.
Yes.
For the next 1 minute and 37 seconds for your
I'm sure Coach Stewart's calling a couple of plays out. I do not think they need to go to the passing game right now.
Well, they could probably hand it off to Reed a couple times. See what, although Reed just was on a very long defensive drive, and so he may not be in the ball game at this point. This may be a Kenai, although Kenai Johnson was
He just
cramping
went out
up.
as well.
So this may be number 10 on the checking in. That's going to be Jaylon Drayton.
They better hurry. Oh, my goodness. They got him on the change of possession again.
Well, they
Delay
called a
of game.
timeout. They called a
had to-
timeout.
Well, they had to use their last one right there. That is unbelievable.
You think this would be familiar territories. Every time they've come out after a change of possession, they get called for a delay of game. And so here you go. 1 minute, 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And a game that looks like it could be nearing overtime. A lot of different ways this can go. You could have a turnover. You could have a long touchdown. All of these things have happened already in this ball game. No shortage of excitement for sure.
Turned up Indy Nation. First and 10 from the 35.
So here we go. 3 wide for the Cougars.
And Dominic Reed is down here at the
Dominic
receiver.
Reed on the far side. Got motion. Now you got 3 wide to the bottom side of the field. Nieves, he's going to go back, facing a blitz.
Wide
Going
open.
deep again.
Oh, did he catch it?
It's
He
caught.
caught it. Jareen Odie.
Is complete to Ote.
Ote dials it in. Player down. That's going to be McNeely.
Not only that, we have a flag.
on the play. Oh, McNeely
Flag on the play.
limping off the field.
Man downfield.
So bigger news, McNeely cramping up.
Penalty and back him up to the 30-yard line.
Huge,
First and
huge
15
penalty there.
from the 30.
Illegal man downfield. Whoever the lineman was is about to have a long bus ride home.
This is still a great catch by Odie. I mean,
Odie, it's almost the Eagles defender just pushes it into his chest.
yeah.
But tremendous grab. Tie always goes to the offensive player. The official gives him the catch, but moot point because of the illegal man downfield. So now you have first and 15, but you know Coach Stewart has been like, hey,
Where's the student
we're going to – Nieves threw it deep, and he can throw it deep again. This time they got Nieves. For a moment there, it looked like he was coming out as a receiver.
They better hurry. Delay of game.
Delay of game, no timeouts here. Going to back him up another 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the
Seems like a lot of disorganization going on in Centennial. What could have been a first down about the 25-yard line.
Instead, it's going to be first and 20 from about their own 25. But, Coach, the thing is, there's not a lot of difference between a 65 and a 75-yard touchdown. And so if any one of those athletes for the Cougars get behind the defense, it's going to be a touchdown or another penalty.
You know, if I was Coach Stewart, I'd just take a knee and go to overtime. Something bad could really happen right here in this last 49.8 seconds. Fumble, interception.
And so you have 3 penalties in a row, and it's first and 25 now from the 20-yard line. And, Coach, I don't know that I disagree. You just take a knee, play it safe, and then come out and regroup.
Yeah.
There you go. Nieves takes a knee.
Well, the PA announcer is
your defense tonight, Indy.
The PA announcer's on his, I think, 3rd or 4th Red Bull at this point. As the most exuberant he takes a knee call I may have heard in a long time.
The clock will run, and we're going to go to another overtime.
So in as many weeks, Independence is going to go to overtime for the second time to decide who will come out on top of your WCTV Game of the Week. We're headed to overtime, Coach.
free football.
23-23.
Let's talk about overtime, right? Each team's going to get a possession at the 10. Here's my thought process. If you got to give a team an advantage, right, you got to give it to Centennial. If you got number 1 in the backfield, you got a shot to go 10 yards and 4 chances, no problem. Now it's just a matter of Coach Stidham finding some creative ways to get positive yardage, and he's been a beneficiary of some penalties that have bailed him out of some situations. So now Centennial's just got to find a way to play clean football in this overtime period.
Well, and a lot of different things, too. Who gets the first possession, right? Like, who's going to get the ball first? And so is there a turnover? You know, because if the Cougars come out and turn it over, Indy, their kicker, game over.
Now, here's the thing you also want to think about. This is not a region contest, right? You know, there's a part of you, like, if you're on the road, you're supposed to go for 2. We'll see who scores first, who gets the ball first, and how the decisions come about. But if you're looking at body language right now, Independence is showing the positive body language right now, and Centennial just looks like they are shocked to be in this position.
Well, I think everybody but Independence counted Independence out of this one. You had Coach Mason out there who gave him 2 touchdowns. Or Dyson, rather, not Mason. Got my Titans receivers mixed up. Coach Dyson gave Centennial, which is impossible at this point. You can't win by 2 touchdowns in overtime. And the entire panel, save Dr. Patton, picked the Cougars big over the Eagles. And maybe the Eagles took that a little bit personally. Whatever it was, we're here 23-23 in overtime. And so here's the coin toss to see who will get the ball first.
Well, tails never fails. Centennial's going to get to call it. So we'll see if he calls correctly. Hey, guys, this is a quarter. I know you guys don't know, but if it was crypto, we would know.
Yeah. This is a Dogecoin.
This is where we used to pull it in the telephone. All right, Centennial looks like they won. I think they need to go first.
Centennial wins the coin flip.
So there you have it. Officially, Centennial wins the toss.
Independence is going to go first, so Centennial is going to go on defense.
So we're going to go to the far end zone here. I'm guessing that would be the. We'll call it south
North.
then. I was going to say south, but hey, we'll go with your answer, Coach. North side end zone. The one that says Eagles in it.
From the 10.
I don't know.
So first and goal for Indy. Let's see if they go for the quick strike or the slow West Coast death by 1,000 cuts here.
As long as they don't have 2 guys moving at the same time at the start,
they'll be all right. So they're going to open up in their bread and butter formation. McNeely sends a guy in motion. Handoff is to King. Nope. It's a handoff.
Uh-oh, that's going to be close.
Number 16, flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
It's either a hold or a face mask.
Lots of things going on there.
It is a hold, so Centennial, we talked about clean football. He dodged a bullet.
So that's going to back him up, depending on where the hold took place. Block in the back is the call, officially. So that is going to remain first down, but it is going to back them up a smidge.
10 yards.
It's going to be 1st and 20.
First and goal from the 20.
So not what Indy wanted to do to
not
open
to
up
start.
the overtime period.
Not to start. Now what do we have?
Well,
We're like, just kidding.
all
Now
right,
we're
here
ready.
we go. All right, so Indy 3 wide here. McNeely takes the snap.
Oh!
Inside pass to number 5. He's going to get about 7 of that back, so good gain.
Yeah, McNeely to Needham, which was the combination that hooked up for the game-tying touchdown. So they're down at about the, what is it, Doug, 13?
2nd and goal from the 13, so a lot better than 1st and goal from the 20. Needham takes the snap. Rolls around, throws into the end
That's
zone.
gonna be
It's
picked.
off. Interception in the end zone. He was looking for Needham again in the back of the end zone. Tried to split two Centennial defenders.
Time to turn it up once again, Indy Nation.
Cody Williamson,
And
the
throws,
senior.
And throws the pick.
Cody Williamson. Nice.
Well, and so Centennial, too, they may run a play here, or they may just go and kick a field goal and load the buses. I'm going to guess it's going to be Dominic Reed right and left.
We'll see it right here. McNeely trying to thread the needle. Needham didn't even turn around to realize it was coming to him. So here we go.
So Reed, shotgun snap, goes outside.
Yeah.
That's going to be ball game. Centennial wins it in overtime. No flags on the play.
Your final score, Centennial Cougars 29, Independence
Well,
23.
So that's the ball game.
Yeah,
the
I
final
mean,
score, Centennial
Doug, well, let's take
29.
one more peek at it. It was a no-brainer. You knew it was Dominic Reed, and once he got outside and broke containment, you're not going to arm tackle him. And the Eagles
Well,
knew it. They
So
gave
that
it.
was his third touchdown of the night, so close to his average of 4
Almost.
per game.
So as the team shake hands, Doug, we may have had a classic on our hands.
That shaped up sloppy, but a battle back and forth. Your WCTV game of the week. Centennial on top in overtime, 29, Independence 23.
And as you drive home, remember to
I'm
stay
Doug
safe
Capella,
and buckle up to the
Paul
beat.
Breece. We'll see you next week. Have a good weekend, everybody. Happy holiday.